Hey there, welcome to Violet's DIY Style. I'm Violet. If this is your first time to my channel, I hope you consider subscribing. Also, don't forget to click on that bell button so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. So today we're going to be making some farmhouse Christmas decor ideas for 2020. The first one, we're going to use this Farm Fresh box. It's kind of like a gift box, and what we're going to do is use one of these square foams and glue it into the box. Next, we're going to go ahead and grab 2 of the green Christmas trees. They typically have green and white Christmas trees at Dollar Tree, so you can use either one. For my case, I wanted to use the green one, and just going to go ahead and fluff it up as much as you can. Now do this to both of the Christmas trees. Once you've done this to both of your Christmas trees, we're going to go ahead and attach them together. And the reason why I'm using 2 is I just wanted it to look more fuller. As you can see, they're kind of on the thinner side, but you can use just 1 if you like as well. So once you're done fluffing both of them up, kind of just split it in half, kind of leaving an opening towards the back of your tree. And you're going to do this to both of your Christmas trees. And basically what you're going to do is attach them together, flat side together, and then just twist the top part, and then you're going to get a zip tie or some rope and tie both of the trees together. Now you can cut that bottom part off if you like, but it didn't bother me because once I fluffed it up, it actually just made it look more fuller, so I just left it as is. Once I was happy with the way it looked, I went ahead and added some hot glue to the bottom and pushed it into my foam. Now you can again use some E6000 if you like, or any kind of permanent glue. Once you've allowed that to dry, go ahead and grab any kind of ribbon you like. As you can see, I'm using some of the brown burlap ribbon. I'm using some red and just all kinds of different colors, styles that you'd like to place on your tree. And then what I'm going to do is just basically make kind of like a ribbon going down on the tree, and I'm just going to use the same branches and twist it over the ribbon just so it can stay in place. So just continue making the ruffles, as many as you want of each one of the colors that you're using. I typically try to stay with at least 2 to 3 different colors, especially for something this small. But for this tree, I wanted it to be all ribbons. I'm not placing any lights in it. But I wanted it to be mainly all ribbons, so I try to make it as full as possible with my ribbons. So I'm actually adding each one of the colors basically 3 to 4 times. So again, you're just going to kind of twist it from the top and then work your way down, cascading it, and then just doing the little ruffles and using the same branches to bend the tip of the branch over your ribbon in order for it to stay in place. So here you can see it's just 3 of them, and you're going to work with it. Once you're start adding more and more ribbons, you're going to adjust your ribbons and move them around. So just go ahead and add them, and as you do add them, you're going to see which ones you need to move around, or which ones you want to make smaller ruffles. So just don't be scared of doing it like this. I know I was really intimidated to add so much ribbon into my Christmas trees when I first started doing this kind of decoration, but once I got used to it and I felt comfortable adding them on and knowing that I could just adjust and move things around, I just went crazy with it, and I absolutely love the way these kind of trees look. So just go ahead and play with your ribbons. Again, use as many as you like. I typically try to stay with between 3 to 4 for this size of Christmas tree. So as you can see, once I added the brown and the red burlap, now I'm going in with this kind of checkered ribbon, and of course this one's from Dollar Tree as well, but this one I'm not cascading it down. I'm actually placing it in an angle. So I'm basically going to twist it around and then cut it, and then you'll see that I'm going to add another ribbon on an angle again. So that way they won't all just be cascading it down, just to give it a different look, more dimension, I guess you could say. So just go ahead and do it whichever way you like. But again, I'm doing this one ribbon that has the pattern in an angle. So I'm wrapping it around my tree. And again, you do it the same way. Just use the tip of one of the tree branches and bend it around your ribbon, and it'll stay in place. And just make sure that you keep it a little bit fluffy. So just go ahead and make sure you have enough ribbon to fluff it up. So once you're done, just go ahead and play with it until you're happy. So next, what I got was some of this mesh burlap rope, I guess you could call it. I can't remember what it's exactly called, but what I did was just kind of make little rings with it, just to add into my tree as well. And I'm just using some of the Christmas ornament hooks to twist it around my little ribbons, and that way they can stay in place and I can insert them into my Christmas tree as well. So here you can see I'm making kind of like a shape of a leaf, and I'm doing 2 to 3. Some of them I'm only doing 1 of the leaves into each one of these ornaments, and then I just cut off the extra and continue to do this until you get enough that you're happy with. There is no limited amount. You can add as many or as little as you like. So that's the fun part of decorating Christmas trees. You can add as much as you like and it still looks really pretty. So don't be scared to add bigger trees, ornaments to these smaller trees as well. So here it is once I added all of the ribbon. So next I decided to go ahead and add some of these wooden snowflakes that I had an extra bag of them, and I thought this would look perfect. And you can see these are larger ornaments and it absolutely looks gorgeous if you ask me on this tree. So like again, don't be scared to add some of the bigger ornaments to these trees. So once you're done adding all the ornaments you'd like to add onto your tree, what I did was I went ahead and grabbed extra ribbons, the same ones that I used, and just cut them in half. I think I want to say it was about a 6-inch length in ribbon. And as you can see, I'm cutting some of them in half as well. And once I did all of that and I got all my ribbons, what I did was just cross them. Basically, I alternated the colors of the ribbon and crossed them similar to X's, and just holding the middle with one of my fingers in the center. And then I'm going to get the bigger one and put it in the back. And this is how I'm forming my bow. I even added a little bit of white to the front of a thinner ribbon just to give it that little extra touch, since I did want it to look a little bit different than the ribbon falling from the tree. So once you're done adding all the ribbons you like to your bow, go ahead, and what I use is a zip tie, and then I just grab some burlap or any kind of jute twine or ribbon that you want to use, and just simply tie a knot towards the back of the bow, and that way you can tie it to the top of your Christmas tree. And there you have a beautiful farmhouse Christmas tree. So my next project, I'm going to spray paint these bells with the ceramic camel color, and then I'm going to use 3 of these boxes or pictures actually from Dollar Tree that look like shadow boxes in different sizes, and I'm going to spray paint these into a cream color. And all I'm doing is just removing any of the little extra pieces that these pictures had. I'm also going to sand them down, any of the glitter that they have as well. So once I was done spraying everything, what I'm going to do is basically get my bells, and this is the way they look. And I didn't spray them with a complete coat. I did want some of that silver to come through just to make it look more rustic. So I just went ahead and gave it a light coat. So you're going to be able to see a little bit of the silver come through, but you can spray them whatever color you like. Then I just tied some jute twine around it and left it and set it aside. Then I grabbed some ribbon with these little snowflakes and simply cut it in half because I thought it was too thick for these picture frames. And what I'm doing is basically gluing them to the back of my picture. So kind of just making sure it's in the center, and then I'm just going to glue one of the ribbons horizontal and the other one vertical to form that X like a box. Just like that, and you can do it in the center or higher if you like. I kind of try to stay in the center. Then I'm just going to again glue that extra ribbon at the back and then do the same towards the other side. I'm just making sure it's a little straight and even. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add some glue towards the back and again glue that side to the back of my box. I call it a box, but it's really a picture frame. So there you have your Christmas box. Next, what I'm going to do is get these twist tie garlands. And I got 2 for the larger box, and I'm going to start cutting them. And you can cut them any size you want in these garlands. Just try not to keep them all the same length. to make it look kind of like a snowflake is what I'm trying to go for. But you can, if you want, use them all the same length. I basically just cut them all different sizes, kind of played with them and saw how I wanted them to look on my gift box. Then I added glue to the center and just basically attached all my garland pieces to the glue and allowed them to dry. So you can play with this. This is very generous. You can just basically add some glue and just start adding all of your twist tie garlands to the center. And there you go. Now you can garnish it and decorate it any way you'd like. I decided to go ahead and use the same ribbon with the snowflakes and make a bow with it. And I cut this one in half as well. And here I'm just playing with the ribbons, trying to figure out which kind of bow I wanted for this to place in the center of my gift box. And I just decided to make two simple bows simply by gluing them together, and then I'm just going to stack them together and glue them that way as well. So now I'm just kind of cutting the tails and making them that point, and I'm going to glue this to the center of my gift box. But once I decided to glue my bow, I kind of thought it needed a little bit more. So what I decided to do is I grabbed my antique brown or antique color from Waverly chalk paint, and I'm going to just sponge it on very lightly all around the edges of my gift box, just to give it more of that dimension, so it won't look so flat with just the one color. So if you want to do it this way, I would recommend you do it before you add your ribbon and everything else. But as I've told you guys before that have seen me do my DIYs, while I'm doing them, I start thinking of different things that I can do. So I really don't ever know exactly how something's going to turn out until I'm doing it. And while I'm in the process of making something, I typically change things around from what I thought I was originally going to make to what I do make. But yeah, if you want to make it more 3D dimensional, go ahead and add a little bit of brown all around the edges of your box. So here I just added a little bit of more berries, and I'm going to add my ribbon in the center of my green garland. And then I'm also adding some larger berries. And all these items that I'm using and the florals and greenery are all from Dollar Tree as well. So just use what you have, those little pieces of berries, extra little ribbons. You can definitely use them for this project as well. Next, once I was done, I went ahead and grabbed my bell, and with that extra jute twine, I just made a little simple bow, and I'm going to glue it to the top or the center of my actual red bow. So once I was done gluing that, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to add some of these little green berries, and they always have these little berries at Dollar Tree of different colors. You can get the red glitter ones, the cranberry colors, but I just had these little lime green ones. So I decided to use these to add right in the center of my red bow. And there you have it. So I did this to 3 different size boxes. So here on my smallest box, I did do the brown paint before I actually did everything else. So just again, a light coat goes a long way to give it more of that dimension look, especially if you're going to hang them, say, on top of a mantle or something. You're going to want it to stand out a little bit more. So I would recommend you add that brown. So once you're done with that and it's dry, which basically it dries instantly, just go ahead and do the same process by adding your ribbon and forming it into a T or an X if you want, whichever way you want to see it, onto your box. And then again, you're going to start adding some of your twist tie garland, and using glue, just kind of play with it and shape it like a little snowflake, I could say, that around the center of your box. Then next, you're going to go ahead and grab a little bit more of the ribbon and make a bow, whatever style of bow you want. Here, I just basically cut everything in little thin pieces and attached everything together with glue to form one bow. And here I'm just going to glue on my tails of my bow. And then once I was done with that, I went ahead and glued it onto the center of my box and added the berries and my bell as well to the center of this box as well. So I did 3 of these boxes in total. Now I know you can get these at Kirkland's and they're quite expensive. So for me, it was less than $10 to make all 3 boxes. So it's very budget friendly and I think it looks very high end. When you have them all placed together, it looked absolutely beautiful. I love the way it doesn't take away from a lot, but you can see them and they just go with all kinds of styles of your home as well. So here I'm just adding my bow and my bell to the center and then again some greenery right in the middle. So I hope you guys enjoyed these beautiful farmhouse decorations for Christmas. If you did, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and share with friends and family. So until next time, you guys stay blessed. Bye.